Hey there, I'm the CCG Collector. Now this kind of takes us back to my early videos, doesn't it? Just me, tray table, no playmat. But you know why? That's because we are doing Wyvern today. Not doing Star Wars, not doing Middle-earth, and I don't have a Wyvern playmat, so this is what you get. Now this is a Premier limited edition starter deck. This comes from that lot that you saw me open before with the boosters and the starters. And inside, I'm guessing, probably 60 cards. That's pretty par for the course with this sort of thing. Let's get it going. Now, the thing about the Wyvern... Well, first of all, Wyvern is a fairly simple, straightforward game. You have dragons, you have treasure, you have terrain, and you have events. And you have a battlefield... I believe 6 spots that you can have either a dragon or a terrain. It starts out face down. Dragons are kind of your, if we want to go Yu-Gi-Oh terms, dragons are your monsters and terrain are your trap cards. So you take turns attacking from your squares to your opponent's squares, and if you hit a dragon, they battle. If you hit a terrain, you get some sort of negative effect. Your attacking dragon does. But there is one exception. There are dragons that are scouts, and those scouts automatically destroy terrain, but they usually have almost no strength whatsoever. So one thing that's interesting about this Premier, so I don't actually know, I'm going to set this aside because I'm guessing these might be the commons or the uncommons and rares, who knows. But one thing that's interesting about the Premier Limited Edition. So Wyvern had 5 different releases. They had Premier Limited Edition, which is kind of like the revised version, I guess. Then they had Chameleon, which was a 90-card expansion, Phoenix, which was a 90-card expansion, and then Wyvern Kingdom Edition, which was a reprint of the Limited Edition, and it also had an additional 38, I want to say, cards from Phoenix. So there really aren't a lot of Wyvern cards, but these are from the very first release. So we've got, this is one of those treasure cards I had mentioned. Now treasure cards enhance your battlefield. So you'll see that this one says dragons in this row gain +2 when attacking. So you have your 6 spots with either dragons or terrain. And outside each of them, you have 1, 2 treasures here, 1, 2 treasures there. So if I have a treasure next to my top row, then all 3 dragons in that row gain +2 when attacking. Here's a dragon, Phrygian. I'm guessing that's how that's pronounced. It costs. Also, these are gold coin costs to play the card. Each player starts with a pool of 25 gold coins. Playing treasure, playing dragons, and I believe also playing events costs gold coins, and revealing terrain, if your opponent attacks and a terrain gets flipped up, you get that many gold coins from the terrain, I believe. So for dragons, for treasure, it's like you're buying the treasure. For dragons, it's like you're hiring the dragon, you know. And for terrain, it's like you have natural resources that you're recovering your stores from. So Golden Fleece, I wonder what's the best way to, here we go. So here's a dragon, strength 3, and it says, Phrygian may get help from a dragon 1 card away in this battle. Flyers may help him from anywhere on the table. So not all combat is one-on-one. It starts out being one-on-one, but then you say, well, I will help with this dragon. Then he'll say, well, I'm going to play this event that gives my dragon +2. And you go back and forth until one of the dragons is defeated. Now here's terrain. It's a cave. Like I said, all cards start face down. When you attack, unless the dragon's already face up, say the opponent has flipped it up, he attacked you, he won, so his dragon stays face up. Unless the card is face up, you don't know what you're attacking. So you attack this, turns out it's a terrain, the owner of it gets a gold coin, and now it says dragon, so the dragon that hit this terrain can only attack face down cards for the rest of the game. If there are no face down cards to attack, he attacks a face up card. He could normally attack at -1 strength. So, like I said, they're kind of trap cards. And then we've got an action, Meteor Shower. And these, I don't know if they can be played at any time or not, but they are distinct. They're your instants or your interrupts or whatever you want to call them. All players discard their hands and draw 5 cards from the Treasure Hoard draw pile. So you also have 2 decks, right? You have a Dragon and Terrain deck, and you have a treasure hoard, which is actions and treasures, I believe, and you draw from those at different times. Heat Wave. Crystal Ball. Now at this point, because we have 60 of these, I'm just going to kind of go through them. I'm not going to read off every single one of them. Now, another nice thing, or another kind of fun bit about the Wyvern Premier Limited Edition, don't confuse it with the Wyvern Limited Edition or the Wyvern Kingdom Edition. They all look very similar. But the Premier, there's a chance that you had some Fallen Empires misprints from Magic the Gathering. So they had the Wyvern back, but the front was actually a Fallen Empires card because they were produced in the same factory, I believe, even though the games were not by the same company. But that I'm not entirely sure of. So we're just going to keep going through these. Now, let's see, here's a dragon as basic as you can get. It's a dragon, strength 2. There it is. I'm guessing these are all commons, which is why they were separate from those. Fountain of Youth, Golden Apple, Poison Breathing, and yeah. So in terms of distribution, I've got, are these not focusing? In terms of distribution, what is the camera focusing on? In terms of distribution, these were not very well split up. So that's how I got 2 of the same common at the same time. Amphiptyr? Strength 0, Flying Scout. So you saw that the one, I think the cave, said that it applied to only flying dragons, and here are the scouts. So scout dragons automatically destroy any terrain that they attack. The terrain does not trigger then. Got some Dragon Slayers. Forest and Lake. Now that's interesting. So these appear to be the same card. Now, the same effect. Strength modifier -1, strength modifier -1, both cost 2 gold. I wonder if, and we'll take a look at the rulebooks once I'm done with the rulebook once I'm done with this. I wonder if you could only have one of each kind of card in your deck, perhaps. Another magic wand. Another scout. Got an upside down card. Ooh. Okay. Crystal Ball, Sacrifice, Swamp, Possession Spell, Fountain of Youth, Golden Apple, and Flood. Now, I had mentioned the Fallen Empires misprints. Those were all commons from Fallen Empires, I believe. I don't know if that means they got shuffled into the common section of Wyvern starters or not. Whoa. Strength 2 Flying. Mokalium Bembe. I feel like that's an actual cryptozooid. Is that the way to pronounce it? In the Congo. Mokalium Bembe. So that is one very cool thing about this game, that brings dragons from all sorts of different mythologies. And they'll usually tell you, well, not usually, they'll sometimes tell you this is a Greek dragon or this is a Japanese dragon. Here you go. Vitra is a dragon of India that creates storms instead of fire. Wow. Snowdrifts, Lambton Worm, Pit, Kukulkan, Hydra. Oh, this is a cool one. Strength 4. Okay, so I was a little bit surprised it doesn't have a gold cost, but it says, after each battle, Hydra loses 1 strength. You may pay 1 gold piece to grow another head and increase the Hydra's strength. That should have an apostrophe. Increase the Hydra's strength by 1. You may do this once per turn. So he has no cost to come into play, but every time he fights, he gets weaker. But each turn you can make him stronger with no limit, I don't think. So, Gandharwa, Sea Dragon, Strength 2, attacks at 4 strength from face down and 0 strength from face up. So the 2 strength would be its defense. And let's take a look at this rulebook. Now, you may remember from my Middle-earth starter openings, a rulebook about 3 inches thick, you know, with tiny text on every page and diagrams. But, yeah, so this is not that. It says, Wyvern is a fantasy collectible trading card game. This was made in the wake of Magic the Gathering's success. So they tried a different take on the concept. Clearly it didn't really catch on, but hey, it's catching on now. 23 years later. You'll find the cards are real works of art that you will want to collect. Well, they know me well. They also make a great card game. Many players keep some cards in their binders for the collection and play with the rest. Preaching to the choir here. The starter deck, though, to be fair, when games like these came out, no one knew anything about them. No one knew what you did with them. I mean, there weren't even card sleeves. So you'd get your Magic the Gathering deck with your Power 9, and you go, okay, I'm playing my Black Lotus on the concrete sidewalk because it's a good card, so I'm going to be using it all the time. So there was not really an understanding of what you were supposed to do with these games. So keep some in your binders, play with the rest. Now you know. Current Wyvern universe contains 136 different cards with many more to come. So I believe the Premier Limited had 136. Limited added an additional amount and brought it up to 240. Then Chameleon was 90 cards, 90 new ones, I think. Phoenix was 90 new cards. And then Kingdom was limited edition, reprinted with corrections, and had 40 cards from the Phoenix expansion. So, but this one, 136 cards are either common, uncommon, rare, or ultra rare. The ultra rares are card number 136. There's either a silver Wyvern card or a gold Wyvern card, and apparently they're very hard to find. And you could redeem, if you had two matching ones, you could redeem it for $250 in cash. Fast-paced game. Cards. Oh, I got pictures on them. Let's play. You rule over a vast empire and have an army of dragons. Dragons love gold, and you must pay them to fight for you. You start the game with a payroll of 25 pieces, gold pieces. Yeah, and then so you have little skirmishes back and forth. Okay, we fight, I won this round. Okay, I get this many points, you get that many points. And then they suggest playing until one person has 100 points. Or another preset amount. Or maybe you could say after they've won 3 games. So here's the field that I was talking about. You've got your dragons here, dragon and terrain, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You got your treasures in 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then you've got your dragon lair, which is dragon and terrain. Draw and discard, and treasure hoard, which is treasures and actions, draw and discard. We got a draw phase, treasure placement, or replacement phase, movement, action, battle, second action, discard. That's the game. Dragons can have less than 0 strength. Dragons are only killed when they lose a battle or are killed by a dragon slayer or killer terrain. So just having less than 0 strength does not make the dragon die. Here we go. Okay, boy, this is a really comprehensive rulebook. The cards take precedence over the rules, except in the case of a scout always destroys terrain cards no matter what the cards say. Wyvern Ultra Rare card number 136. Comes in silver and gold and is randomly placed in starter decks and booster packs. Now, I don't know if that's just Premier Limited or Limited as well. But the card is the ultra rare Wyvern card number 36 in I think that's a little misprint there. The ultra rare Wyvern card number 136 in silver increases Wyvern's strength by 1, and the gold increases Wyvern's strength by 2. So Wyvern is a dragon. It is the first card, the most basic card in here. We didn't actually pull one. If at any time both of them are played on Wyvern, card number 1, boy, getting ahead of myself here, the strength is increased by 4. They're also redeemable for cash directly from the U.S. Game System Incorporated as follows: $15 for silver, $25 for gold, and if you have one of each, the same Roman numeral series, cash payment is $250 payable to the sender. Series are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Redemption of Series 1 cards is valid through 1995. Keep your cards, playing for one collection, strategy, tournaments and leagues. For a longer game, you can play with 8 dragon and terrain instead of 6. So, yeah. Anyway, long video. Hopefully it was informative, though. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. This is Wyvern, and I am the CCG Collector. So thank you all for watching, sticking with me. Hope you had a good time, and I'll see you next time.